Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Kobe TV, and today I will be continuing reading what is the Super Bowl. So we finished off at chapter 2. Chapter 2 is called The Team That Couldn't. So let's read. January 9th, 1969, it was 3 days before the third AFL/NFL World Championship game. The NFL's Baltimore Colts were to face the AFL's New York Jets in Miami, Florida. It seemed like everyone but the Jets thought the Jets would lose. The Colts were favored to win by 18 points. Joe Namath was the Jets quarterback. He was sick of hearing they didn't have a chance. He was bored and reading that an American Football League team couldn't win a Super Bowl. Nobody was as cool as Joe Namath. Not much bothered him. But on that day, somebody made a joke about the Jets, and Joe Cool lost his cool. He made an announcement that nobody ever forgot. "We're gonna win the game," Namath said. "I guarantee it." He sounded so sure that everyone in the room started to laugh. 3 days later, on January 12, 1969, the Jets met the Colts in Miami for the Super Bowl. So yeah, Joe Namath was cool until that day he lost his cool. Poor him. Okay, hold up. Okay. Norman morals are used to keep track of Super Bowls. Don Shula was the coach of the Baltimore Colts. The Colts' star quarterback was Johnny Unitas. People called him the Golden Arm. Unitas was one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, but he had missed most of the season during an injury. He still wasn't really fit to play. Shula had studied the Jets. Joe Namath was walking the confident. "I'll show you walk." The Jets looked strong. They seemed prepared. Was an upset possible? No one scored for the most of the first half, but then, just before halftime, Namath completed 4 passes. Then fullback Matt Snell scored a. That is exactly where it leaves off. And as you can see right there, that big guy is Matt Snell, who scored the touchdown for the Jets. Touchdown. Jim Tuner's extra point kick was good. At halftime, the score was 7-0. Halftime? So is this supposed to be the third quarter? It's 7-0? Oh, poor them. Hold on there. What is going on? People were staring to wonder if a brash, strong upstart AFL team could win a Super Bowl. The answer turned out to be one of the biggest upsets in the history of the NFL. Jim Tuner kicked the 3 field goals for the Jets. The Jets defense kept the Colts offense from scoring until fourth quarter. Final score: the New York Jets 16, the Baltimore Colts 7. Joe Namath was named the game's most valuable player, aka MVP. An AFL team had finally won. The unthinkable had happened. Yeah, Joe Namath was right. And now we're going to be reading about Joe Namath. Joe Namath was born and raised in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. In high school, he played basketball, baseball, and football. He was so good, he was scouted in all 3 sports. So all the 3 sports he played wanted him to join. Several major baseball teams wanted him, but Joe's mother instead he go to college. The University of Alabama offered Joe a full-time scholarship to play football. Joe turned his baseball glove and headed south. His coach was Paul Bear Bryant. Bryant later called him the greatest athlete I ever coached. On November 28, 1964, Namath was the New York Jets' first pick of the early draft. Joe was so excited about his new career in the pros that he quit college before graduating. Oh my gosh, he quit college before graduating. Oh my gosh. But 42 years later, in 2007, he finished college and earned his Alabama degree. Okay, not bad. Oh, I forgot to show you. Okay, guys. So that chapter was kind of short, but no, I will read one more to you since that chapter was short. Chapter 3. It takes a kicker. Okay, first of all, I forgot to show you the picture. Okay, now chapter 3. It takes a kicker. On January 11, 1977, Hank Stram and his Kansas City Chiefs returned to Super Bowl V. This time they were there to play the Minnesota Vikings. Once again, the most people expected the AFL Chiefs to lose. They said the Jets' win had just been a fluke. They were wrong. The Chiefs were out for revenge. They were determined to win this one. The Chiefs led from the start. Quarterback Len Dawson connected on pass after pass. He was named the game MVP. Okay, guys, just to give you a little heads up, this is going to be my last time reading 2 chapters. I just read this chapter because the other chapter was short, okay? MVP, but it was place kicker. Oh. James Stennard, who scored the first 9 points, his first field goal sailed 48 yards, a Super Bowl record. For 30 years, it remained the longest Super Bowl field goal ever kicked. The score was 3-0. Sterner kicked another. The score was 6-0. He kicked one more. The score was 9-0. Stewart kicked an extra point after a Chiefs touchdown. He kicked one more. So it looks like that kicker was really good. The final score was Kansas City 23, Minnesota 7. The Chiefs' place kicker had scored 11 points, and the AFL team had won the Super Bowl for the second time. No one was making jokes about the AFL anymore. So the AFL used to be trash until the Jets won the first Super Bowl for the AFL, and then the Chiefs won the second for the AFL. And here's the celebration of the coach and his teammates. And the coach is holding his trophy. The kick that changed the game. In 1964, Pete Golak was a kicker for the Buffalo Bills. All other kickers used to use their toes to kick. They kicked straight ahead. Pete kicked with the inside of his foot and placed the field goals perfectly. He rarely missed an extra point kick. The press wrote stories about his odd way of kicking. The reason for it was that Pete grew up playing soccer in Hungary. Soccer players kick with their inside of their feet. Jan Stewart grew up in Europe too. He played soccer in Norway. He also kicked with the inside of his foot. Today he scored style kick it is used by every place kicker in the NFL. Okay. Super Bowl V was played in Miami, Florida on January 17, 1971. The Baltimore Colts had lost to Super Bowl III. Now they are back. This time they were up against the Dallas Cowboys. Don McCaffrey was the Colts' new head coach. He had coached the offense under Don Shula for 8 years. It was his first season, and he had taken the Colts to Super Bowl. Wow, a rookie coach and already took him to Super Bowl? Wow. Alright, it says Super Bowl 5, Baltimore Colts, if you guys didn't see that. Super Bowl 5 turned out to be one of the sloppiest Super Bowl games ever. Some people called it the Blunder Bowl. Both teams fumbled their way into history. Pass after pass was intercepted. The Colts turned the ball over to the other team 7 times. The Cowboys gave the ball up 4 times. The record of 11 combined turnovers. It's still tied for most ever in a Super Bowl. The Colts won, but it was not the great victory that the team had hoped for. The final score was 16-13. Chuck Howley was named the Super Bowl V's MVP, Super Bowl 5's MVP. Howley was a Dallas Cowboys linebacker. He played for the losing team. That had never happened before. It was never happened since. Howley thought the defeat made the award meaningless. He refused to accept it. Dang. He refused to accept the award. Oh, hold up. He refused to accept the award? What kind of guy is he? Okay. The leagues merged. Super Bowl 5 was the first game played between the new NFC National Football Conference and the AFC American Football Conference. During the 1970 season, the AFL and the AFL had merged into one NFL league into 2 conferences, but there was a problem. The AFC had fewer teams than the NFC. 3 NFC teams would have to switch over. The Baltimore Colts and Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers agreed to join the AFC. Okay, guys, so that's where we're going to wrap up here. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this book. Well, we're not done yet. And subscribe, hit the notification bell to notify every time I upload. And second, actually, there is no second. So, yeah. So, have a great day. And, yeah, that's it. Bye!